Good morning. Let's begin by giving a rub to our bellies. Probably not bellies, to our belly. Today's class, we're going to focus on balancing yin and yang. Realizing there's no yin without yang, no yang without yin. And let's go back the other way. So one of the meridians that we're going to work with today is our Dai Mai. That's our belt channel. So part of the Dai Mai, let's start by just doing some knocking, which is pretty yang, and some rubbing on our belly, which is in relationship more yin. And then we're going to trace kind of our belt meridian, which goes around to our back, and give a rub. And we're right smack back from your navel right here. This is our Ming Men, which is our door of life. And then right a little about a thumb or two width apart is our another point. That's bladder 23, if that's interesting to you. So give that a rub. And knock. So a lot of the movements today will be working with this belt channel or Dai Mai. So place one hand in front on your lower belly, and the other hand right smack back from your navel, and take a slow breath in to both hands. Breathing into your belly, but also breathing into the middle of your back. So this belt channel is pretty special. It's the only meridian that goes horizontally. And it also does a lot of balancing. So it connects the top of our body with the bottom, and the left with the right, and the inside with the outside. And let's switch hands. So take a slow, deep breath into both hands. And a slow breath out. So on your next inhale, gather energy all around you, and then bring it in to those two places we were rubbing as you exhale. So inhale, gather, whatever serves you, and bring it in. I think inhale, stand a little taller, and then exhale, sink that energy into our lower belly, into the sort of back part of our belt channel. So inhale, gather, and exhale, invite in. And then slow it down and take a slow, deep breath into both hands. And then a slow breath out. As you take a breath in, invite that energy to come in your body. And then as you exhale, let's send it down our feet. So bring the breath in, helping us root, inviting our feet to merge with the earth. And then putting your awareness in your tailbone, and invite your tailbone to just soften. And then from the crown of your head, the very top, picture a thread of white light just lifting you up toward the heavens. And just notice any sensations in your body. Then opening your eyes, sort of the most obvious movement to help stimulate our Dai Mai is to just keeping our feet rooted, letting our arms be heavy, and letting our hands knock on our waist. Now we do this, a variation of this movement. So I thought today, since our focus is balancing yin and yang, we do a bunch of variations that sort of shift in their how yin they are to each other or how yang they are. So what do I mean by that? So here, for me, we're sort of starting more yin. So now let's kind of pick it up by a little bit more movement, a little more pressure, and then if it feels right, maybe looking over your shoulders. So this movement, depending on what serves you today, can be very yin, very soft, very quiet, or it can be pretty yang. So then let's step it up and let's shift our weight from side to side as we stimulate our Dai Mai. Plus, maybe the meridian with the coolest name, right? Dai Mai. So now, let's sort of help the movement be even more yang as you shift your weight and lift your heel off on the opposite foot. And then one more variation to sort of up the yangness. Is that a thing? I don't know. But I'm going to say up the yangness is to take your arms up and do a little double twist. So, and then even an exhale as you twist. And then sort of bringing it back to where we first started. And then the most yin of all, just let your arms go swish in front of you. And then slow it down. So then I thought we would do the baby bear opens her chest. So opening up your chest, but you're a baby bear, right? So it's a really small movement. And then exhale, round your back and gently bring your tailbone, tuck your tailbone in. So then opening up your chest and then bringing your chin toward your chest. And then listening to your own body, play around with. So does your body need a more yin version of this movement? Or does the great bear opens and stretches her chest? Maybe what feels best in your body as you're balancing yin and yang is a really big great bear. And every movement we do today, check in and experiment with, do you want sort of a yang version, more expansive, more energetic, or maybe sort of the softer, gentler kind of version. And then slow it down. And then as if you're tracing a circle with your nose, let's start with the most yin, small circle. Remembering that yin and yang, it's not absolutes, but relationships. And within all yin is some yang. Within all yang is some yin. And little by little, they expand as you kind of move toward yang. Little by little, expanding that circle. Let's go back, changing directions. And then listening to the muscles in your neck is what serves you this morning. Pretty yang movement and large and fast, or maybe more gentle and slow. And then slow it down. We're going to do circles with our neck, but this time imagine the top of your head is tracing a circle in the universe. Now tonight happens to be a total lunar eclipse. So in honor of that, this is the moon as it's revolving around the earth. Again, playing around with, do you want a really yin, gentle, slow, small, or in a relationship much larger? So tracing a circle in the heavens with the crown of your head, keeping your feet rooted. So then this movement can include the hips. So the most yang of all, maybe your whole body is involved. Maybe it's actually much more yin in relationship and it's just kind of a tiny circle. So explore going back and forth between the more yin version today and the more yang. And then slow it down. And then lifting one shoulder up, back and around, and the other. We'll do the same idea, but this time with our shoulders. So starting small, kind of feeling into how that feels. And then little by little, or maybe not little by little, realizing kind of how big of a movement feels right. And then back the other way. And then, listening to your shoulders, your hips. And then slow it down. And then standing with your feet really wide, I want to share with you a movement called balancing yin and yang of all things. So in this movement, you're going to do a forward fold. Oh, start with your feet pretty wide. Probably your toes pointing out will be the most comfortable. And let's do a forward fold. Now you're going to cross your wrists without touching. And you're going to do a little kind of a sumo squat, right? And then you're going to tuck your tailbone under and roll up. Bring your arms around and down. So in this movement, this is the most yang, the most open, the most expansive. So then you bring your arms down, and then you do a forward fold down. So with our breath, you're going to inhale as you roll up, and exhale. Inhale. Now exhale as you forward fold, and then continue to bend your knees, cross your arms. So then inhale, armos yin, to exhale, armos yang. And at the pace of your breath, and exploring maybe how big a movement, or perhaps a little smaller, kind of balancing out in your body. So exhale as you forward fold, bending your knees and then rolling up. And let's do one more. And slow it down. So I have a new movement I'm pretty excited about. I learned it from Jeff Chand. It's called Tiger Grasping Its Prey. And in this movement, we're going to continuously alternate between a very yang version and a yin version. So in this movement, you're going to pull up your tiger claws, right? And then I think what we're going to do is actually start it on the yin side. So pull up your claws, glide your hips back as you grab your prey, pull your prey in. Now, each time we do it, we'll do pairs. So the second pair will be a little softer. So reach out and in, right? So inhale and exhale. Inhale, roll out. But then my second one will be just a little softer. So gliding your hips back, grab, pull the prey in. Now that you have your prey, just grab it. So this is part one. So we're going to grab our prey, pull it in. So then there's some prey over there. So you're going to turn to the right, and I'll do your mirror image. So look over to your right. And your arms are going to circle the opposite direction as you reach, kind of lunge out, grab your prey, bring it in, grab it, and bring it in. Now shift your weight to your back leg and come to center. So go the other way. So look over your shoulder. Start scoping for that prey. Circle your arms up and around. You're going to shift your weight to what's now your back leg as you lunge. Grab your prey. Pull it in as you shift your weight to your back leg. Float your arms up. Reach out. Shift your weight to your front leg. Pull the prey in. All right, so we're going to put that all together. So inhale. And grab your prey. Pull it in. And we'll do a little bit more yin version. So now, checking out to the right, I'm going to back up a little because I want to lunge big. So take a breath in and pull as you shift your weight back. Shift your weight forward as you reach and pull it in. So now here's the tricky part. So you're going to get standing. So you're going to shift your weight to your back leg and using your abs, pull up. Ready? So look to that way. Circle your arms up around and pull the prey in. And then a little more gentle version. So let's do that whole series one time through again. So, and you're, of course, create your own adventure. Is it a really yang version of this or a yin version? I'm going to try a yang and see how it feels. So, inhale up. Pull my prey in. And then a little more yin version. Look to my right. Inhale up. Oh, I'm going to run into the desk, but here we go. Inhale. Grab your prey. Pull it in. Pull it in. Shift your weight to your back leg and come back to center. Look over to the left. Inhale your arms up and around and lunge. Grab that prey. A little bit more yin version. Pull it in. Shift your weight to your back leg. And then let's do a forward fold. And relax your head and your neck and your shoulders. Feel the muscles in your hamstrings just lengthening in your lower back. Now bring your hands up to that spot right back from your navel or Ming Men or Door of Life. And just give a little rub, a little knock. And then placing your hands there, take a slow, deep breath into that back of your Dai Mai. And then keeping your hands in light fists on that spot. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone under, and then roll up. And then inhale, and we'll give some more stimulation to that Dai Mai as we push our hips forward, stretching back. And then exhale. And then shaking out your fingers and your arms. A little bounce in your knees. Let's start with a pretty yang version of this, right? So, bringing your arms out to the sides, maybe turning to the other side, and then jiggling and wiggling, whatever will jiggle and wiggle. And then kind of my favorite of all, shaking. I call it the cartoon character where you're going to letting anything that wiggles jiggle. And then we'll shift. Of course, your choice. But I'm going to shift to a much more yin version of this movement. I'm going to do the tiniest little, gentlest shakings. I'm relaxing the base of my skull, relaxing my pelvis, relaxing my knees, relaxing my thumbs, and gradually slow it down. And in this most yin of stillness, notice the yang within. Notice any sensations, any movement. And then opening your eyes, we would do the Enlightened Tiger. There's many aspects of this movement and body balancing yin and yang. So you're going to start with tiger claws. You always have tiger claws. And you're going to bring your backs of your tiger claws together. And then one hand goes back and the other goes forward and down. So with our breath, inhale up and exhale. And as you inhale, stand taller. And exhale down. So one favorite part for me of this movement is our back hand. Let's look at our back hand. Our back hand represents our past. So look back at your past with compassion and softness. Now shift your gaze to your front hand. That represents our future. Look to the future with trust and ease and down. So inhale up and then looking at our past, looking at our future. But meanwhile, we are in the present moment. Holding our past with lightness and holding our future also with lightness. So then the next part of this movement is that we're going to do the same idea but soften those tiger claws. We'll do this movement now with a much more yin quality. And move with that effortless effort. That wu wei. Moving with the pace of your own breathing. As you inhale and stand taller, and exhale out. Let's do one more. And then slow it down. And then gliding your hips back. Bring one arm out so that the back of your hand's going toward in front of you. And pull it into your belly. This is called the Tigress Gathers her cubs. So I would invite you to play around with inhaling one way or exhaling other. See what feels. I found that exhale out and then inhale, pulling that energy to my Dai Mai, right? And the thought is you're this tigress and there's your cub way out there and you're going to grab it, bring it to your belly, bring it to our Dai Mai. So then to help continue our balancing, we're going to gather, but this time let's also gather a little higher and pull in qualities to our heart center. So whatever that means for you today, maybe joy or open-heartedness, unconditional love. And then floating a little higher, gather that little cub, but this time bring it up to our upper dantian, which is right top of our, kind of behind our forehead, place of consciousness. Maybe bring whatever serves you, like clear thinking, inspiration. That Qigong is about attention. Where's our attention today? But also intention. So with our intention, pull in those qualities. Just invite them. And then let's sink down and let's bring in those qualities that serve us to our heart center. Just with your intention, picture grabbing it and then gently inviting and bathing your heart center. Let's do one more to each side to our heart center. And then sinking lower, gathering that vitality, bringing it in to our lower belly, our lower dantian, to our Dai Mai, our belt channel. Let's do one more to each side. Let's end with our one hand on the front, one on the back. So doing a little rub, reminding ourselves of this very special meridian, the Dai Mai, the belt channel. And then one hand in the front and one hand in the back. And as you take a breath in, stand a little taller, gather. And exhale as you sink, bringing that energy inwards. Putting your awareness in the place that we just rubbed and where our hands are landing on our body. Let's do one more. And then, let's see if this will work. With one hand on the back, let's do another little rub, a little knock. Knocking's awkward, isn't it? My bad. Take a breath in and bring your feet close together. Close your eyes. Sink your awareness into your feet. And invite your feet to just merge with the earth. Invite the crown of your head to lift up toward the heavens. And then invite your body to just rock and sway Relaxing your shoulders, softening your elbow, and turning your awareness to your inner landscape. Noticing the places of yin and the places that are more yang today. Remembering that yin always transforms into yang and yang transforms into yin. But with our awareness, we can actually sort of cultivate. At times, maybe a little more yin, or maybe at times a little more yang. And then bring your hands up to your heart center. Give a little rub. Bow your head. And give gratitude for all that you have. And give gratitude for all that you are. And thank you. Thanks for coming.